The Night of the Hungry Ghoula. Long ago, in a remote mountain village in Morocco, there was a legend whispered around firesides, an ancient tale about Ghoula, a monstrous creature with the body of a giant and the face of a decayed, ghastly woman. Her hunger was insatiable, and it was said she preyed on lost travelers who dared to wander the rugged hills after dark. The Village Warning. The elders of the village often warned the children never to stray beyond the boundary of the olive groves. Beyond that lay the dark forest, shrouded in mist, where Ghoula was believed to reside. She was said to lure her victims with soft cries, pretending to be a lost woman in distress. The Foolish Wanderer. One night, a young man named Youssef, known for his arrogance and disregard for old tales, decided to prove the villagers wrong. "There's no such thing as ghouls," he boasted. "It's just a story to scare children." He packed a satchel with bread and dates and set out towards the forbidden forest under the light of the crescent moon. As Youssef entered the woods, the silence was deafening. The towering trees seemed to close in on him, their branches clawing at the sky like skeletal fingers. He laughed nervously, trying to shake off the eerie feeling. The cry in the darkness. Hours passed, and Youssef began to regret his decision. He was about to turn back when he heard a faint, pitiful cry. "Help me. Please." It was the voice of a woman, weak and trembling. His heart quickened, not with fear, but with a sense of duty. Someone must be lost, he thought. Against his better judgment, he followed the sound deeper into the forest. The encounter with Ghoula. At the edge of a clearing, he saw her, a hunched figure wrapped in tattered robes, her long hair hiding her face. She was sobbing, her voice filled with despair. "Are you lost?" Youssef asked, stepping closer. The figure turned slowly. Her face was horrifying, her skin pale and rotting, her eyes glowing like embers. Her mouth stretched into a ghastly grin, revealing rows of jagged teeth. It was Ghoula. Youssef froze in terror as she let out a blood-curdling scream that echoed through the forest. Her bony arms reached for him, her fingers tipped with razor-sharp claws. The chase. Youssef ran for his life, the creature's guttural growls and heavy footsteps closing in behind him. He stumbled through the underbrush, branches scratching his face and tearing his clothes. He could hear her laughter, low and menacing, taunting him. "You cannot escape me, little lamb," she hissed. In his panic, Youssef remembered a story his grandmother had told him. Ghoula hated salt, it burned her skin like fire. Frantically, he dug into his satchel and found the small pouch of salt he had brought to season his bread. The final confrontation. As Ghoula lunged at him, Youssef turned and threw the salt into her face. She let out an ear-splitting shriek as her flesh began to sizzle and melt. She clawed at her face, retreating into the shadows of the trees. Youssef didn't stop running until he burst out of the forest and collapsed at the edge of the village. The elders found him there at dawn, trembling and incoherent. When he finally told them what had happened, they nodded gravely. "You were lucky," the village elder said. "But remember, Ghoula is never truly gone. She always returns, hungrier than before." The moral of the story. The tale of Ghoula serves as a warning: never venture into the unknown with arrogance, and always heed the wisdom of those who came before you.